What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ, and I want to welcome you to the Entrepreneur Coffee Break Convos. This is the first of a series of live interview events with amazing entrepreneurs who are out here killing it with their branding and with their social marketing. And so we're going to be talking about scaling with smart branding and social marketing over the course of this series. So if you are not tuned in live, make sure you tune in live for the next one if you're watching this on replay. But today we have an amazing, dynamic, never say die entrepreneur, Shona Casey, the founding creator of Noir 5. Now I'm gonna ask y'all to give me grace. I have never had a guest here on Restream, so if I mess up, don't y'all be laughing at me, but I'm about to bring her on. Shona, welcome to Coffee Break Combos. Hey girl, hey. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I was talking to you at one point and you were like, I don't like being on camera. So thank you so much for just swallowing that lack of feeling comfortable and coming on here, because from the time we met this past, well, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about all the things. I got a list of questions here, but from the time we met this summer, I was impressed by your brand. We met at an event. It was the Bluegrass Veg Fest at Melwood, and I saw your things, and I noticed when brands are done better than others, you know, as a consumer. And so tell us, first of all, a little bit about yourself and your brand. How did you start your business, and what role did branding play when you got your start?
Okay, so I started as a hairstylist. So everything has to be a particular way. And clients are very particular. So I made sure to kind of always keep little tiny details in my head. So when I paused from doing hair, because I never want to say I stopped. When you're a hairstylist, you're a hairstylist forever.
I think I met one of your clients, and sometimes clients, the other day at your shop.
Yes. So when I decided I wanted to do something new, I knew I wanted to do something natural, that was helpful, that smelled good, that looked good. I love opulence. I do. I hate to say that because it doesn't, but
that's a word you don't hear worked into a conversation very much, but it's about to be my new word, opulence, y'all. So when I start using it on my podcast, don't hate on me. Opulence.
Yes. So I wanted everything to be really pretty. You go into your bathroom and that's your alone time, hopefully, if you don't have little ones, very small.
Right.
You close the door and all of the things that you use are pretty and they smell good and they make you feel good and all of those things. So that was in my head.
Yeah.
So then I started working on a logo, and I enlisted a friend who also shares my eye, and we worked over this logo really well. Kind of took bits and pieces, lettering from different things, and pushed them together, and created the logo, which I still love. I really do.
I love your logo, and here's the thing.
So proud of it.
Absolutely. So first of all, guys, I need to make a little caption here to show you guys the website, but shopnoir5.com is the website, but we're going to look at it here in a minute. I'm going to be sharing the screen, but her logo is beautiful. And normally as a business startup coach, when I see people and they're like, okay, I want to start a business, I'm going to start on my logo on my website. I'm like, really? As opposed to having a plan for what you're going to do. But it is important to have a kind of that idea for what you want your brand to look like. So what was the inspiration behind the what I call the main Noir 5 logo? What was the inspiration behind that?
I wanted it to be elegant and classic. I just wanted you to look at it and know that was going to be something good. So that's going to be something good. It's not going to have a bunch of frills and flowers and stuff like that because you change your mind all the time. But I feel like if I'm doing this for the next 50 years, I'll still like the logo.
Yes. And you just said something right there. I want to make sure everybody heard. You said, if I'm doing this for the next 50 years, I want to still like the logo. It needs to be something that's classic and timely, not something where you're changing your mind every minute. And a lot of times that's what happens with brands. They get all this stuff on their logos. One young lady I can think of right now, obviously she did her logo herself, but she don't have the eye for it. And it's just a mess. And it doesn't represent what I know she wants her brand to be. So you said you enlisted a friend's help to come up with that design? or
Yes. So she and I bounced back and forth. I said, because I do go to my friends a lot. I go to them for even testing of products, but I
that's
go to them
good.
and I have certain people for certain things. And
Yes.
I will not call her bougie, but
Call her bougie. She might see this episode. She knows you're talking about her because she knows who she was in that process.
and she knows what I like.
Yeah.
And we kept tossing it back and forth. Like, I wanted more of this and less of this. And can we make it look a little not so saturated in black? Can we leave some holes in it so that if I do something pink behind it, you can see the pink through? If I do orange behind it, you can see the orange, whatever that is. And she was like, hold on. What about this? And I said, oh my gosh, that's the end. That's the end right there. So, and then the other parts came later. That's the thing. You don't have to just go to a font and use it. You can use for your capital letter, for the beginning of your name, you use this font and then you move over and use another font for the rest, or
Yes.
all different fonts if you want, if that looks good.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but
To
yeah,
make something unique, to make some.
right.
I just literally designed my daughter's her upcoming podcast. She needed a redesigned logo, and I did that very thing. I
Yeah.
used a different. It wasn't in her case. It was a graphic that I used to represent the first letter, which is an H, and the rest
Yes.
of it is just regular letters. But I needed that to express a point. So I hope everybody listen. This is about to be a master class. This whole series is about to be a master class. But one thing she said, she enlisted the help of a friend who has the eye for it. You don't just ask people you know, what do you think about this? Because a person that doesn't have an eye for that, what does their opinion matter unless they happen to be maybe your target market? But even then, you want to make sure you're talking to somebody that knows it. The other thing you said that made my heart sing, you started looking at it down the road. What if I wanted some pink to shine through, or maybe it's seasonal, maybe it's just for Valentine's Day, or breast cancer awareness, or maybe orange because that's my favorite color. You thought about the logo in different uses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so important when we're talking about design, when we're talking about branding. So what was your biggest challenge with establishing your brand identity, and how did you overcome it, just in general?
Oh my
Not just the
God.
logo, but just in general.
In my head, no one knew me, so they
Okay.
wouldn't buy anything from me.
Yeah.
I was a hairstylist, and people knew me as a hairstylist.
Okay.
So doing something outside of hair,
Yeah.
would anybody buy anything? Would they come? Would they show up? Will they like it? Will they, I don't know, just that was a big thing for me. And
Yeah.
I got scared.
Okay.
So my first leap, because I was so terrified, was I went into a hotel and
Okay.
asked them to carry my soap.
But you okay. Stop. That's what you did when you were scared. For most people, that would be the scary thing. I love how you were scared of the public, but not scared to walk in. What hotel did you go in?
The Omni.
Oh my gosh. One of the most elite hotels, certainly in the Louisville area, and probably wherever they are placed. And you walked in, you were just like, I don't know if my audience, if my friends and family are bad for me, but the Omni Hotel, who doesn't know me at all, they might. I love that.
And they did.
And they did. So did they still carry your soaps, or was this a temporary
No,
thing?
I pulled out of Omni. It wasn't the place for me.
Okay.
However, it was good for me to see that they purchased my soaps, that people were buying the soaps, and they
This is in their
rewarded
gift shop?
in their gift shop in the market.
Okay, in their market.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was great. And then, of course, I went over to a friend who I adore. Well, two of them, Sam and Jim. They have Scout Market, which is now on Brownsboro Road.
Okay, yeah.
They have a special place in my heart. And I thought, well, maybe Omni just bought some soap. Jim and Sam are the true litmus test.
Okay.
They're the real deal.
Okay.
So I trust them and their style a lot. So I went over to them and I came in with my products, and Jim immediately said, okay, we're going to need a dozen of these, and we're going to need these, and we're going to
wow. Wow. I like Jim.
Yes, yes. Um, so that gave me some courage, and that
Yeah.
helped me a whole lot. So then I
Yeah.
thought, okay, I went to the Omni. I thought they were going to turn me away or turn their nose up and shoo me away, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And then Jim and Sam, who would gently tell me what I was missing or what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
They were my first two.
That's amazing.
And I was received well, and I appreciated that. And then that gave me a little courage. And I said, okay, let's go. Let's do this. And then I started hitting boutiques around the city to sell to them.
Right.
Some people said no. Some people looked at me like, what do you want in my establishment? Get out of here.
Right. Right.
But most
Right.
of the time, people were really kind, and they were like, yeah, let's do it.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So there's so much I want to get into. We haven't even started talking about social media, but okay. So I asked you to pull some bars of soap. So first of all, I'm going to share my screen for those that might be watching. I'm going to attempt to share my screen. I think I am. Okay. Just so you can have an idea of what this logo that we kept talking about looks like. So obviously Noir, there's that N that she fell in love with, which is cute. And I don't know that even if all the graphics I do, I don't even know that I've seen anything that looks like that outside of Shona's brand, which is amazing. You don't want to be using freaking fonts that everybody recognizes, like
Yeah.
no Arial, no Play, but any of those that are like stock in all the programs, just don't use those as part of your logo. You can use them on your website. You just need a readable font. But as far as your logo, no. But this is that brand. This is that logo that's a part of her brand, and it's also reflected here on her Instagram. But oh yeah, I was gonna ask you a little while ago. Say, come to the front of the class, as Ask Oki
Well,
always says.
this
Oh
is
yeah,
the
let's do that. Let's
logo.
do that. I'm gonna stop sharing. So she's got the logo. It's on her bags. And one thing I want to talk about is the need for consistency. When I walked up to your booth, when I walk into your space, it's important that it builds trust with people when they see consistency. So when I see that it's not just you have a sign up that says Noir 5 with your logo, but it's also on every label. It's on your bags. It's on your cards. It's on everything. How did you know that consistency in your branding mattered? Did you just instinctively know that, or how did you know that?
Well, I think about Chanel. I think about, because you got, if you're doing it.
That's your brand inspiration. They
Oh,
also
my
reflect
gosh.
opulence,
But
right?
I have never purchased anything from Chanel, from Louis Vuitton, from any of the big companies that didn't have it everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. There's a little something on the inside of the bag when they sell you a purse that has their information on it. There's something on the outside of the bag. It's on the bag. It's everywhere.
It's
And it's
everywhere.
kind of name recognition.
Yep.
And name recognition, not always,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the time equates to trust. I've
Yeah.
seen this around. A lot of people have it. This must not be junk.
People assume things about the level of quality of your stuff when you present it well. People need
Yes.
to understand that. It might not
Plastic
even be
bag.
true. Your stuff might be trash, but they're going to think it's nice because it looks nice.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is the whole truth. I would not do a plastic bag.
Okay. Oh, listen. Okay. She said opulence, y'all. She said luxury. So that's what
No
we're
plastic bag.
doing.
You can go
No
on
plastic.
no
Why?
plastic bags.
Why no plastic for your brand?
It reminds me of going to buy vegetables at the farmer's market.
Really? I would think paper bags would do that.
No, at the farmer's
Okay.
market, they give you one of those little thank you bags.
Oh,
This
true.
plastic.
Oh, true. You can tell I don't go to
But
farmers markets enough.
But even like the next day you carry this to work with you and it has your lunch in it, it's kind of cute.
I like a tote bag.
Not because it's my logo, because I've seen lots and lots of cute logos, on bags. And I
Yeah.
just like that. But that's me. And I just have, my little things that I like. But everyone's not the same.
Yes.
But I don't know. Plastic.
Listen, the power of a good bag. I literally have a bag in my closet right now. It's a black tote bag that I got at an event that Tawana Bain had at Black Jockey Land. No, it wasn't actually even her event. That's where it was. Who was the Oh, it was what's the organization? Maybe it was her event. It says "We see you, sis" on it. It was her event. Maybe it was something
Oh, I
with
like that.
today's woman. I've kept the bag. It's just black. It's a little tote bag. I have it. I have another brown bag just like that one. It don't even have a logo on it. I just like a good bag. I think I got that from my mother and grandma. That's a good bag. That's a good box. Don't throw it away. It's just sitting there. Yes. Now I want y'all to notice this as she's showing that various things. This is where consistency in your branding comes in. You don't just buy the cheap bags. I mean, you can just buy the cheap bags that just say thank you. There's nothing wrong with a thank you bag, but there's a reason why Kroger prints on every bag that they have, and all these stores do that. They can just give you a white bag for free. There's a reason why. And when you see a top brand doing something, you need to be doing it. So how are you able to do that? You don't get those bags printed with, how do you get that? How do you get your logo on there?
I will tell you that I just buy bags from Amazon in huge boxes.
Yep.
Cases of bags because they're inexpensive. Now I have stamps that I can stamp on the bag with, and then I have stickers. And I do it so many different ways. And sometimes it's just how I'm feeling that day. Do I feel like peeling all these stickers, or do I feel like just stamping away?
So again, she's putting you on game of how to incorporate your brand in simple ways. She's making her bags be branded. She gets labels printed. She has a stamp that was made with her logo, but she's putting it on everything. She's not just giving us a generic bag.
And Best Stamp is on Main Street, and they do a beautiful job.
Best Stamp. BEST. Okay, so it's a local place. So these are the touch points. Yep. Mm-hmm. These are your touch points. So let's talk a little bit about social marketing. So about your Instagram, or showed a little bit about your Instagram page. How do you use social? What role did social media play in your rise to stardom? Because you started in 2020, right? This brand is a relatively new brand. We're a little over 4 years in.
Yeah.
What does social media mean to you, and how do you use it for branding and just for your strategy to get the word out?
Social media is very interesting because I might post something and 3 people will like it. And then I go in and look at insights and 3,400 people saw it.
You can't count on those likes. I watch stuff all the time that I like, and I don't click the button unless they say it. I just scroll on, but I loved it.
Yes, but the likes, they're great. But the insight is better because the insight shows how many people went from there and immediately just clicked on your page. They didn't take the time to like it. They just went immediately to my website and purchased something.
Really? And you're able, so knowing how often do you check your insights? Is that something you just kind of do randomly, or is it like every week I go in to kind of see what's happening?
Every morning.
Really? Okay, you put me to shame. I don't even do that, and I put content out.
Well, I don't put out as much content as I should, and honest to gosh, I have this amazing young person. Her name is Reagan, and she comes and helps me do things because I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, I can make you some soap, I can make you some dinner, and I can do your hair.
And I'll do your hair, but social media, but that's the important thing. What you said right there, you have a young person. Guys out there, if you're watching this and you're an entrepreneur and you're like, you know what, I don't know how to do it. You probably got a little cousin. It could be your own child, a niece. You could get a student at a school, like maybe just go to a school. Like, I got an internship. I just want a high schooler. Do you know how much these kids would love for an opportunity to do something in the real world with what they know how to do? Yeah. You can find a way. It's about being resourceful. Shona and I were talking about resourcefulness earlier today. Always find a way. Not I can't, I don't know, I don't have. It's how can I get it? How can I find out? How can I learn it? That's what it's about. So you got how did you meet Regan? How do you know her? How did you hire her?
So I had my grand opening when I was at Logan Street Market, and she came with her mom, and she and I just ended up talking. She's super sweet, smart, just all the things that draw you in. And she's like, let me do some work for you. So we work together well. She always has funny ideas. We all know that I'm not a dancer. So
I didn't know that, but now I know. So I can't get you to come to my line dancing class then.
I can follow line dancing, but don't
Okay, okay,
expect
good.
any extra dips and any of the
Right.
extra little things I put in
Hey.
there. I'm not
Yeah.
too.
That's not it.
I
Okay.
just I'm probably mechanical even,
Yes, I love it.
but that's okay. I did what you said. Um,
Yeah.
so,
Hey, that's all
but
we can
yeah,
ask.
she does a really, really good job, and she kind of pulls me out of my shell a little. It makes me do stuff that
Yeah.
I would not be doing because
I know. I
I
think okay. So I'm going to actually reshare your Instagram. If you are an Instagrammer, please go out and follow Noir 5 there on Instagram. She also has a Facebook page. So as I'm looking through here, even knowing that you don't, oh, it didn't change. Hold on. It's showing. Are you seeing your Instagram? Or are you seeing your website?
I'm seeing my website.
Okay, so stop screen sharing. Let me start it again. It's supposed to be. Oh, I need to do the whole window. Oh, see. Okay, now you should see your Instagram.
And
Okay.
yes, y'all follow me on social media. I want to have my 10,000 followers so I can have some 10,000 follower giveaway or something fun.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I love giveaways so much.
Why?
All
Why?
I look
Because
for,
what does it do? How do you tie that in?
I don't know. It's fun. Listen, you've probably never been around me where I didn't have to give you something. I like that
You
idea.
gave me some soap. I was washing my hair with it this morning.
I can't give away everything, but it is nice to
No.
select a few people that you can give fun stuff to, and I don't know, be festive, and I don't know, just
Listen,
that
look at
thing.
this, guys. So,
Only
guys, as we're scrolling through here, even though she does, Shona, you don't post like every single day. What I do see is a consistent story. It's important that what people see on your pages is consistent. A part of your brand, obviously, is connecting with the public. You're
Mhm.
out, you're doing pop-ups. Now you're going to have a lot of content, I'm sure, from within your store. She just opened the location. But what I'm seeing consistent is, first of all, her products, again, it's the luxury aspect for me. You have to make sure how you present yourself on your social media is a part of your branding because people need to see something consistent. If sometimes you come out here and you see one thing, and then another time you come out and you see something that's completely off brand, it's going to make people not trust you because they're
Yes,
like, this person's all over the map. So
yes.
this right here, and this is what I want to show you. I think you have a bar there in front of you. This logo here is different. It's all caps
Mhm.
noir and then the number 5 in a circle. What is that about? It doesn't match the other one. So what's that about?
Okay, so I have one that's more feminine,
Okay.
one that's more masculine, and one that's for anyone. Some
Okay.
people like more, some women like more masculine scents. Some men
Okay.
like more feminine scents. But this is
Okay.
kind of right in the middle, like
Okay.
Kentucky Toddy, lavender. It's
Okay.
something that people like across the board.
Okay.
So, and that came from, I didn't design that logo or the countdown logo. I
Okay.
had a neighbor whose name is Nate. He was fantastic. I was telling him what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do something for men. And I
Okay.
needed everything that I thought of was just a little too feminine. So um, he just,
You just did it.
he's young, and he just tip, tap, tap, and he said, "How about these?" And I was like, "That one and that one. Done."
So even though I'm going to call it the parent brand is the Noir 5 with the cute N is what I'm gonna call it. This is almost like a sub brand, but it stands on its own. Is that how do you position this
Yes. So they're kind of with the circle. They're kind of mixed all into. Oh, if you go back one,
to this other one?
this young lady, her name is Candace. She is amazing. She is the one that helped with the logo.
Oh, this is a
She's
bougie friend.
fantastic. Yes, she's my
Okay,
bougie
bougie friend.
friend.
I love it.
And
I
she
love it.
also has a really great business.
Okay, she's got him gentleman's boutique. Oh,
No,
him and her.
I was selling it him and her.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
she was there and she said, "Oh my God, your son's here." So she had to take a picture and send it.
I need to see your stuff back in these stores. I love
Yes.
that because I didn't know you then. I probably saw
Yes.
it. But this brand here, or this mark here, is still up under the overall parent brand, but it
Yes.
indicates more of your masculine sense. It's going to be on, I guess, what soaps and sprays? What kind of products are under this brand or under this mark?
All of them. So I do things that are super feminine, like
Yeah.
moonbeams. That's very
Yep.
feminine.
That's very feminine.
Then I have cherry, which is
Okay.
very feminine. However,
Okay.
someone told me that her boyfriend uses hers, and it doesn't smell the same on him as it smells on her.
Okay.
So she said, I felt like that was mine, but it didn't smell as sweet.
Right.
Because it mixes in with your body.
With your body.
But,
so then this one, the look is meant to appeal to men, but quite frankly, you find all kinds of people. Now, where's your third logo? I know there's a third one that's got, I might not, oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. So what's going on here? Because some people might think, okay, is it three different? Oh, I think that might be a thing. Okay. Is it three different brands? Why is it inconsistency? But why is it keeps flipping? I think it's a video, but y'all saw it with the Roman numeral sitting sideways. What is that one about? And why did you make the decision to do that brand?
Because I also have merch and sweatshirts and t-shirts and all of that. And I noticed that the guys, of course, were not drawn to my original logo, but they were drawn to the other one.
Okay.
Block with the countdown.
Yeah. How do you know that? This is what I want to get to. How do you know they weren't drawn to it? How did you?
They told me. I asked 1,000 questions. I know I'm so crazy. People come up and they're probably like, if I have to walk over there, she's going to talk to me. No, yeah, I'm going to talk to you.
That's what you have to do. You have to get the feedback from the people. You're making decisions in a vacuum, what you think it'll be. Ask the people, which of these logos do you like? Don't worry about one you like. You're not buying your stuff. They are.
So if you scroll up, there's a young man in a white t-shirt wearing my shirt at Kroger, which was, it was so cool. Almost, let's see.
There he is.
There he is.
Okay, now why is this one straight and the other one sideways? The fives, the tally marks.
Oh, I was trying to squeeze it all into on the bar.
Okay. See, okay, guys, the whole reason I'm asking her these questions, this is the level of intention you have to go about. She's not randomly just picking a bunch of different stuff. There's a reason for it. The way that you can make anything work is to be able to say it's blah, 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 because, or we do this so that. And then if you have a reason for it, it works. But all of it goes together with her brand. But I want to go back to social marketing. How do you, and I think we got off topic. How do we use social marketing to promote your brand? What has been your experience? Whether you use it a lot or not, what do you do on social marketing or on social media to market your business?
Not as much as I should.
Okay.
For sure. Now that I'm here, let me go back. Before I went into a space to work, it was just me going to stores every day, pushing it home, making sure I posted to social media so that when I went into a store, they could then go onto my social media and see that I'm a legitimate business and that they could see more of what I have that I didn't bring to them.
I'm going to need you guys.
I'm still learning social media, to be completely honest.
Yes. And so that, and I'm trying, my thing's been acting up. I'll see if it lets me do it. My Facebook been acting up, but that's it. That's the thing. Social media is its own animal. And I'm actually going to, at the end, I'm going to tell you guys about a way that we can work together so I can help you not only with your brand, but with your social media. There has to be a strategy behind it. It can't just be random if you want it to work for you. There's an algorithm behind it. And there's really, again, that level of consistency, not just with the frequency of how often you post, but with what you post and what are you doing? And I actually have a free gift that you guys can download as well, but we're going to get to that at the end. But that's the way you communicate with your customers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go on there, tell them about that grand opening that you had. You've told me the story a couple of times when you moved into upstairs at Logan. Tell me what happened.
So I posted, hardly anybody said anything. I no likes. Nobody's coming. So, oh well, I'm doing it anyway.
They're not coming.
show up, don't show up. My mom will be there and she'll clap for me louder than
Listen,
anybody could.
always, mom gonna show up every time.
Yes. So I enlisted Carletta from Nothing But Catering. She came in and made small bites for me.
Yes.
My son was there and he has his ducks, and you get a little duck and dress it up. And
Yes.
I thought, well, this is what it's going to be. No one comes. It'll be us. We'll have some really good food and call it a day. So
What
I'm
happened?
fooling around with my son, doing things. And a lady said, look up. And I looked up, and there was a sea of people with their phones pointed at me. It was almost shocking.
How did they sneak up on you in an open place like that?
Because I was just in my world trying to make sure things were right.
So you had invited people to a grand opening of your booth at Logan Street Market. For those that don't know, if you're watching, you don't know Logan Street Market. It's like this. It's an indoor space, but I feel like it's an open air market with a bunch of different businesses that have various little booths and retail spaces. She opened up her first physical location was there before she's in the spot she's in now. So she's talking about having her grand opening in that spot. So you look up from whatever you were doing in the zone, and there's a sea of people that showed up for you. What did that teach you about your reach, even as a random poster? Because you don't do it all the time. What did that teach you?
I was surprised, shocked, in awe, grateful, humbled, like all the things. It's like they really showed up.
They like me. They really like me.
Yes, but they showed up and they purchased things. They didn't just come to do like a quick little, I was here.
Yeah.
I was here. They lifted me up in a way that it threw me off. It
And
did.
that's really what's so important about really building community on whatever platform, whether you're on all the platforms like I am. I've got Coach MJ has a place on a lot of different TikTok, LinkedIn, everywhere.
Yes.
Or Shona, she has way more followers than I have on any of my platforms. She's close to 10,000 followers because she's been nurturing her Instagram. She's also on Facebook as well. Whichever one you do what it takes to optimize that platform and just stay in it. Almost 10,000 people have said you're at least worth a follow on Instagram. And that says a lot. And then the people went beyond just clicking follow. They showed up in a physical location with their wallets. That's what you build. If she had been ham scam, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
She'd been ham scam with her brand. They wouldn't have done that. So what is there anyone who has inspired? I know you said Coco Chanel brand, but is there anybody else who has inspired your brand or your marketing efforts? Like, is there any pages that you follow where you're like, I like the way how they show up online or how they market? Is there anybody like that?
I can't even think of anybody.
She's a creative, y'all. Creatives, they are inspired, but they don't even know it because they're so inspiring. You've been inspired by people, but it's like a collection of stuff in your head. But it's not anybody particular. But you said Chanel, how they show up from a opulence standpoint. Yep.
And they do also, Bath and Body line. And I went through and I looked at it. I have no idea what it smells like, but the appearance of it.
Yes.
Because I have my idea of what smells good, what smells nice. Mm-hmm. But looking at their branding, because just think about it, they have these people that they paid millions of dollars to help them get it right. And what they did was they didn't do anything fancy. They made it very clean and straightforward.
You talking about Bath and Body Works' updated branding?
No.
Who did you say?
Chanel.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did I hear Bath and Body? I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about?
I am in no way comparing my line to Chanel in any kind of way. But what I'm saying is I try to look toward people because they spend way too much money on their marketing. They spend way too much money on how things look. But I can go in and find a company that I like. You can find a company that you like, and you can go in and see how they've done things. You don't copy them, but you get the idea, the basic concept. What did you see there? It was clean. Mm-hmm. It was legible. It was beautifully packaged. Just things like that. And what is beautifully packaged for you? It might be something completely different. So I'm not comparing myself to them in any way.
Well, you fancy too. And you're accessible. They're not accessible to everybody. You
true.
better than them in a lot of ways. Whatever.
Oh my God.
They
But
don't
yeah,
sell soap, do they?
but that's in my head. Like, you know what? I can get the benefit of what they spent just by going through and studying it.
Yes.
And I didn't spend that
And
because
you
I
didn't
did it
spend that.
myself.
Oh, that's so good. You know what that reminds me of? Whenever you see like shopping areas build up, like in Jeffersonville, there's a new, well, it's not new, it's been a few years now, but a new shopping area and it's booming.
Yes.
What happens is there are some major stores that spend the money to find out, is this the right place? The traffic flow, da. And then if a smart retailer knows if a Kroger's going in or if a McDonald's is going in, or even if it's not a brand that has anything to do with what you do, if they're making the move, just follow them. That's what that reminded me of.
Mm-hmm.
Coco Chanel, they done already spent the money. They spent more
Yes.
than they needed to just because they could.
Yeah.
But you can learn from what they're doing by looking at it and saying, how can I make my brand look better? It matters. There are so many people I know who have great products, but the branding is trash. People I know personally, and I just be like, this ain't it, but they don't want. So here's the thing. You had the creativity to do it yourself and have your friends help you. What about a person that doesn't have that creative bone that's, I don't want to say scared, but just doesn't think it's important enough to spend money? Like they'll spend money on inventory. They'll hemorrhage money to their landlord for the space, but then they don't want to hire somebody to do their social media or hire somebody to do a professional logo because everybody can't just, guys, Canva is DIY friendly, but it's not dummy proof, folks. That's my mantra for my life. Okay. It is DIY friendly, but it's not dummy proof, and you can get in there and make a mess. So what would you say to a person who's like, well, that's fine for Shona. She created, she did it herself, but I can do it. I can do that. I can just go out Canva and just do. What would you say to that? The person that they need to go on and invest and go on and hire somebody.
I would hire somebody or I would look for someone that's doing that in college and they need some credit hours and maybe you could get them on board, but I would still not go with the first thing I have. I would create multiple logos and then have people truly trust to pick from those.
Yes. Again, she keeps mentioning getting other people's opinions. When you're in a thing, you see it the way you see it. So it's always going to look good. You can come back to it later. You're going to still be like, yeah, that. Yeah. And somebody going to be like, ooh, that reminds me of fill in the blank thing you don't want to be associated with. You didn't even think about it. You didn't even see it.
Grocery store.
Right. I don't want to be associated with that. But that's so important. You can go on Fiverr and get somebody to do a logo. And I know how to design. I've been doing graphic design for 25 years. Yeah. I hired somebody on Fiverr one time because why would I not? For the price that they're cranking them out, and they're going to sit and work with and do something fancy that would take me longer because I don't do it all the time. Yeah. So go ahead and get it. Let somebody do your design for you. Let somebody brand it for you if you don't have that look. So as we're wrapping up, we could be on here talking all day. You know, we get to talking. How do you see your branding and social marketing evolving in the next few years? I'm sure Noir 5 is going on to do great things, continue to do great things. How do you see that evolving?
So I'm going to take it back one step and tell you that I was killing it. I was going to every store all the time. I had my little basket with me like Little Red Riding Hood, and I would go in and present my stuff, and I would always leave a couple samples behind, and I was killing it. I went into Logan Street.
Okay.
And I stopped.
Okay. When you went into that booth, when you got your booth, you stopped. So you want to go back out and start hitting the people again.
Yes, I want to start hitting the people again. I got very comfortable. Mm-hmm. And listen, it's okay to be comfortable, but just don't stop one thing to start one thing. They have to just kind of flow into each other. I could have made them work beautifully together, and I didn't do that. I just stopped. I was like, I'm just going to work today.
Wow. It turned into more like a job than I don't want to say hustle, but you were going. Here's the thing, knocking on doors, going to the Omni and placing your soaps, going to your friends that would scout and play. That's the journey. I went into 100 inboxes yesterday offering something that I was offering. You have to do that. You're waiting on people to come to you. Everybody does that, even big brands. That's why you know about Geico. They want you on their email list, and they're gonna
Yep.
email you. McDonald's, they doing commercials. You got to
Yep.
go out there and find the people.
And
Yes.
it wasn't about Logan, and I wasn't too tired to do it. I just got very comfortable.
You got very comfortable.
So I'm here now, and I love my new little place. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about the possibilities and where
Yes.
to go in this new year ahead. But what I will also do is I will still hit the pavement at least once or twice a week, giving out my samples to stores that I want to be in.
Yes. That's
And
amazing. So
it was
y'all hear that? Giving out her sample. There's so many things we could talk about. Just the giving away of samples. People say, I can't afford it. You can't afford not to.
yeah.
Give yourself away. You like free stuff? Aren't you more likely to try something somebody was willing to let you try for free? Are you gonna buy a bunch of something you don't know? No. You want to try it first. So listen.
So I am now on Shelby Street. I'm at 1245 South Shelby Street. I am next door to the Breeze and Canary Club. They have a huge following and no one knows I'm here. So what I did was I made up a bunch of little samples of all kinds of products. I see
Yes.
people walking by all day long. I'm sitting in front of the window now. All day long, droves of people. And I run outside and say, try this sample. I don't ask them to come in. They then follow me in. And then they purchase from me. But that's how I'm going to get my word back, the word back out there again, that I'm still alive and kicking. I'm right here on Shelby. I still want to serve you. I still want to bring you the best products that I can. I still make things that smell amazing and feel amazing on your skin. I'm just here now. So just to let them know
Yes.
that I'm here.
That's
Samples are
amazing.
everything.
Sample. And for those of you who may be listening, you're an entrepreneur, maybe you don't have a retail brand in that way with a physical product. Here's the thing, lead magnets. That's your sample. Like
Yeah.
any of the things that you can create where you're giving something away, that's what you need to do. Girl, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap this up. She done gave you all the advice, all the things. 1245 Shelby Street, down the orange part of the banner on the screen. ShopNoir5.com for those who are not in Louisville. If you are in Louisville, go by. Check on her social media. She's still getting her hours set up. She literally just moved in. So make sure you check with her before you just run over there. Or just run over there and look in the window and come back later. Whatever you want to do. But support this young lady. And then one of her goals is to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. Please go over there. It is Noir5 on Instagram. I want to say one more thing. So if you guys notice, it's Noir and the digit 5 sometimes, and sometimes it's Noir spelled out 5. And we were talking about it. I'll just sum it up real quick. We were talking about it when she went out to get her brand artifacts, her website, and her usernames on her socials and some other things. Sometimes Noir with the number 5 was available. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes you had to spell it out with F-I-V-E. So as you are choosing your artifacts and things of that nature, when you're choosing those handles, those usernames, try to get, if you can, all of them the same. Now, for a unique name like hers, it's pretty uncommon. People will be able to find you. But sometimes if there's a lot of people that's got something similar, and then sometimes you got a numeral, and sometimes you're spelling it out, just make sure it's making it easy for people. Also, why did you put the word shop in your domain name as opposed to noir5.com? Was it taken?
Because I had to.
Okay, somebody had the noir5.com.
No.
No?
So I got my domain space from my Shopify account. So I did everything down on Shopify. Now listen, I'm going to be doing some new things in the new year, and anything that to kind of rectify all of that would be great. But that's how it made me do it in the beginning. And also, you know what I was doing? I was just going to just go. I was stuck in the house during COVID, and I was trying everything. I was trying to figure it all out myself. I was like, I don't need anybody to do this. I can do it. And it would take me like 3 days to do something that should have been like 2 hours, maybe hour tops. But I was determined. I wanted to get it done, and I needed to see something through.
Yes.
You know what I mean? On my own.
That's
like
important.
I will hire somebody for this. I will hire somebody for that. But let me just try to see if I can do it.
Yes.
There's a chance that you can do things that you have no idea that you're capable of.
That is so true. And there's so many DIY options available out here for you. Make an attempt. If it looks like trash, it's okay to get some experts. But here's the thing, and I promise you we're about to end it, y'all. But okay. So remember I told you that I had a free giveaway or something that you can get for free. These are my samples, right? I have a free 30-day social media calendar that I want you to go out right now on melaniehunter.com/social calendar. What this is 30 days of ideas for what to do on social media. Nobody wants to see the same thing all the time, right? How can you engage your audience? And this, using the ideas in this calendar, can help you figure out what your audience likes. Maybe you try some of these ideas and you see that when you post a poll on your thing, the thing 10x's, your engagement 10x's. Then you need to do more polls for your people. But if you post a poll and it's crickets, but they like another thing you try, then you need to do that other thing. But this 30-day calendar is going to give you a bunch of options for what you can do to engage your audience without having to think really hard about it. The other thing is, so we talked about you can DIY some things, but sometimes you may not know how to use the platform. Maybe you don't know how to use Canva. I love Canva. I love all the DIY platforms, but sometimes you could learn it on your own, but it's like it would take a long time. I have created my done in a day brand identity package, and I also have a social media campaign done in a day. What is that? We're going to get together for a few hours, you and me, whoever you are, in a done with you setting, in a co-working session, and I'm going to take your brand from my brand is trash, I don't know what to do, or I have no idea what to do with my brand, all the way to we've chosen your colors, we've chosen your fonts. If you upgrade and you want to, we can do your logo for you. And then we're going to create what I call the welcome mats on all of your social platforms. These are your banners, your headers, it's your email headers. And I'm going to design all of them in real time on the screen while you're sitting there. And I'm teaching you what I'm doing. And we're going to set up your brand kit. So all your color, everything will be there in Canva for you. We're going to do all of this in your Canva account. And we're going to set everything up. So in one day, and it's not going to be even a full day if you come prepared, your brand will be completely set up and you'll be ready to go. Or maybe you already have a solid brand, but you need a social media campaign, but you kind of want to know how to keep it up yourself, but you need somebody to get you started. We can do that in a day. Your whole social media campaign, we can plan it. We can look at when you need to post, how often, what you're going to post. And in this one, I will actually set up the first 2 weeks worth of posts for you, or whatever that looks like, depending on what platforms you're on. Go to melaniehunter.com/done. So to get that calendar, that was /social calendar. This is /done. If you want to find out more about my done in a day brand identity package and social media campaigns, because the new year is about to begin and you do not need to be going into the new year or even through the rest of this holiday season with that same stale branding or lack thereof that you've been doing, and same slow social media pages. Oh, I think I lost Shona. That's okay. We're done talking. Oh, there she is. But anyway, so go out there, melaniehunter.com/done or /social calendar or both, and hit me up and we'll get you started, get your brand refreshed. Shona, thank you. Thank you for being here with us. I knew you were the right person to kick off this series. Guys, we will be back. I will be back this Friday with another amazing guest to have this same conversation, but about her brand. So it's going to be something different. It's going to be this Friday. I think it's going to be Shona Mays, if I'm not mistaken. You do not want to miss out on it. But until then, keep doing what you're doing. Take care of yourself. Let's get these brands and these social media pages refreshed for the new year so that we can take the world by storm in 2025. Talk to you soon.